Hi, I'm Alex and welcome back to the Boathouse Paddle series where we talk about everything concerning paddle. Today's topic is something I want to show you about paddle that might not immediately be obvious. And it was prompted by this tweet by Dimitri who did an A/B test. So they tested different providers for their payments. And this test was between Stripe, a very common and very often used credit card provider, and Paddle. And this has nothing to do with the usual things why you would choose Paddle, them being a merchant of record and taking care of your taxes for you, whereas with Stripe you need to do it yourself. But it just compares who gets more revenue for you. And in this case, the test resulted in a 9% improvement over what Stripe was able to gather in revenue using Paddle. Now you may ask, well, how is that? And the reason is Paddle doesn't just use Stripe under the hood for credit card payments like other merchant of record services. They have a whole fleet of payment service providers that they work with. They will choose the best one for the target customer. The advantage of this is, on the one hand, you might, as this test shows, get more revenue because Paddle chose a different payment service provider for a certain customer. But it also allows Paddle to accept payments via a different method. For example, a country-specific payment method that isn't available everywhere, that Stripe might not implement, but a local payment provider for that country does support, then Paddle can integrate with them and use them to provide that same payment method for you, for your SaaS. It's a great benefit. They talked about this in their two-part blog series here on the Paddle blog called Payment Routing. There's part one, part two. It's a really interesting read if you want to get into the details of how they do it, how they choose the provider and so on. But if we just scroll down to the main diagram here, you can see this illustrates it very well. For you, it doesn't matter that Paddle stores the payment method and then chooses the right payment service provider. You just see the payment was successful and you get it credited to your account. Under the hood, they do all the switching, they take care of choosing the right one, making sure that it's working. If it fails, they might even fail over to another one. And this is often something that isn't discussed when choosing Stripe or choosing Paddle or any of the other merchant of record services. But this is an added benefit. And as we can see with Dimitri's tweet, it has an impact on the bottom line. 9% in his test. I'm sure your mileage may vary and there may be different factors that we can't see in this A/B test, but it is something to take care of. And that's something you probably didn't know about Paddle. That's all for today.